Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Drafts Baseball's live commentary of Major League Baseball. Tonight, we are bringing you the third game of the four-game set between the Arizona Diamondbacks and the San Francisco Giants. It is our old school radio broadcast. We're providing you all the action in live English commentary. We're first of all going to give you the starting lineups from the visitors from Phoenix area in Arizona, and that is the Diamondbacks. Leading off and playing shortstop is number 2, Geraldo Perdomo. Batting second and playing second base is number 4, Ketel Marte. Batting third and left field is number 7, Corbin Carroll. And the cleanup spot and doing the designated hitting tonight is number 12, Lourdes Gurriel. Batting fifth and playing third base is the newly acquired number 6, Jace Peterson. Batting in the sixth spot and playing in right field is number 31, Jake McCarthy. Hitting eighth at first base tonight is number 15, Emmanuel Rivera. Batting in the eighth spot and in center field is number 5, Alek Thomas. And batting ninth and the catching is number 11, Jose Herrera. And they're going to face the ace of the staff of the San Francisco Giants. It is Logan Webb, who's got an 8-9 record on the year. He has got a 3.49 ERA and he has 140 strikeouts to his name. He is going to be on the hill tonight for the San Francisco Giants. And now the starting lineup for the home team from San Francisco. Leading off and playing first base is number 31, Lamont Wade Jr. Batting second and in right field is number 8, Michael Conforto. Hitting third and doing the designated hitting is number 41, Wilmer Flores. In the cleanup spot and in left field is number 23, Jock Peterson. Batting fifth and playing and doing the catching is number 14, Patrick Bailey. Batting sixth at third base is number 7, J.D. Davis. The seventh spot and playing shortstop is number 35, Brandon Crawford. Hitting eighth at second base is number 10, Isan Diaz. And batting ninth in center field is number 29, Luis Matos. And it is going to be Slade Ciccone, who is making his major league debut, the former first-round pick of the Diamondbacks back in the 2020 draft. The University of Miami is going to get the nod tonight to go for the Diamondbacks, making his major league debut. Well, those are your starting lineups. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action. It is the Diamondbacks and the Giants, live old-school radio-style broadcast on Last Drafts Baseball. We are on the air in just a few.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name. And I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. This one is about ready to get underway here in just a couple moments. It is the San Francisco Giants and Arizona Diamondbacks, and the defensive alignment tonight for the Giants behind Logan Webb. From left to right field, it is Jock Peterson in left. The center fielder is Luis Matos, and in right field, it's Michael Conforto. Around the horn from first to third, it is Lamont Wade Jr. at first. The second baseman is Isan Diaz. At shortstop, it's Brandon Crawford, and J.D. Davis is the third baseman with the battery of Webb and Bailey tonight. So for both of these two teams, as they are battling it out here, are in playoff contention. Both the Diamondbacks and San Francisco looking try to get in somehow. They are a little bit behind the Dodgers, but in that being said, they have themselves a battle in the wild card positioning to be able to jockey themselves for one of those three particular spots. In the regular season right now, the Dodgers have the lead in the National League West, with the Giants in second and the Diamondbacks in third place. The Giants currently sit 2.5 games behind the Dodgers, and the Diamondbacks are 4.5 games behind. The Giants are now winners of 5 of their last 10. The Diamondbacks 3 of their last 10, as they are going to complete this series tomorrow in the 4-game set in San Francisco. As far as the wild card is concerned, we'll get to that in just a couple of moments as the first pitch of the ball game is underway. It's a fastball that misses outside to Geraldo Perdomo, and we are underway. Perdomo hitting .274 on the season with 5 homers and 37 RBIs. Swings at a fastball and lines it over the head of the leaping second baseman Isan Diaz. And just like that, the Diamondbacks have their first runner aboard with a single here by Perdomo, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Ketel Marte. For Ketel Marte, he's hitting .294 on the season. He's got 18 homers and 57 runs batted in. Batting here, the top two hitters in the order are switch hitters for the Diamondbacks, and the pitch is a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. They appeal over to the third base umpire, but they said Marte didn't go. We would have to agree with John Bacon, who is the third base umpire tonight. Diamondbacks find themselves half game behind the Milwaukee Brewers in the wild card hunt. The Giants have the top record in the wild card. As here's the pitch to Marte. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-0. The umpires tonight, it's Gabe Morales behind the plate. Adam Beck is at first. The crew chief is Dan Iasanya. He's at second. And it is John Bacon who is the third base umpire. Here's the pitch from Webb. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is knife foul down the left field line into the netting. And the ball dude is going to have to go out and get it. And he is going to supply that to one of the children there. And so that is going to run the count to 2-1 on Marte. Right now, if the playoffs were to begin in the National League, it would be the Giants, the Phillies, and the Brewers would have the wild card positions. As we said, Arizona 6 games over 500 being the odd team out. Right-hander against the left-hander. Webb delivers. It's a breaking ball that floats in for a called strike, and now the count goes even to 2-2 on Marte. When Logan Webb is on his game, it looks like a wiffle ball game that's being played. He is that good. His ball likes to dance up to the plate. He's got a lot of arm side run, a lot of cut, a lot of depth. And most of all, there is just a pile of movement to the pitch. Makes it very difficult hitters to swing at. Here's the 2-2. It's a fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats over on the third base side, and the count remains at 2-2 to Marte. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. Webb leans in. He gets the sign from his catcher. He checks the runner at first and now delivers. It's a fastball that misses down. It's now going to go to 3-2 on Marte. Sometimes pitchers, when they're in the bullpen, when they're warming up, and then when they get to the mound, it could be 2 completely different pitchers. Sometimes the pitchers will look great in the pen and they step onto the mound and they can't find their release point. It usually takes the starters sometimes an inning to be able to do it. There's a fastball taken for a called third strike. There goes the runner down to second, Perdomo. The throw squirts away, and Perdomo gets up and scampers to third, and he is going to slide in safely. So he's got himself a stolen base. Marte goes down looking for the first out of the inning. He's retired on strikes, and Perdomo is going to advance to third on the error by the catcher, Bailey. We'll see if they rule it as an error. I think it is. And he is going to move all the way over to third. Good heads-up running there by Perdomo, unlike last night, where he got picked off first to end the ball game. Well, that's going to bring up Corbin Carroll to the plate. Carroll batting .278 on the season with 21 homers and 58 RBIs. Takes a first-pitch fastball for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Carroll enjoying a fine season this year. He's got a chance, a strong chance for a 30-30 season. 21 homers. He also has 33 stolen bases. He's checked that box. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-2. That pitch there by Logan Webb looked like it was going to miss inside, and at the last bit, it darted across the plate. So he said lots of movement here for Webb on his fastball. He has electric stuff. Here's the 0-2. There's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded up the middle. A diving play by Crawford to his left. He makes a beautiful play, gets up and throws to first. Carroll's retired. But that is going to drive in the first run of the ball game as Perdomo has come around to score. So he gets himself an RBI. It's going to go as a ground out 6-3. RBI there for Carroll as he's going to be erased for the second out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the DH, Lourdes Gurriel. The Giants actually had the infield in that situation. And it was a fantastic job by the shortstop Crawford just to be able to get to the ball. There's a first pitch fastball that misses outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0 to Gurriel Jr. Standing play, and of course the speed of Carroll had to make the shortstop Crawford hurry to be able to get him. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count goes to 1-1 on Gurriel. Gurriel hitting .249 on the season with 16 homers and 58 runs driven in. He's already got a home run in the series. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lined down the left field line. It's into the corner, and it's up and into the seats. It's going to be a ground rule double for Gurriel here with 2 gone, as that ball was absolutely smoked. And that is going to bring up the third baseman, Jace Peterson. Our friend Steve Rademacher in the house tonight. We welcome you, Steve. Thank you for being a part of our stream. And everybody else who jumps in here tonight, we welcome you. Whether you listen live or on delay, it's always great to have you. There's a fastball that just misses outside off the outside corner to Jace Peterson. The count is 1 ball and no strikes. Peterson waggling the bat, waiting on the offering from Webb. There's a fastball swung on it. Is lifted into straightaway center field. Coming hard as Matos. He dives, unable to make the catch. And is the run going to score or not? Lourdes Gurriel Jr. was jogging around third base. Jace Peterson, as the ball is re-entered back in, the ball's cut off, and Peterson is thrown out at second. But Gurriel was Cadillacing it around the base. It looks like he has come in to score, and that is going to be an RBI single for Peterson. He gets himself the RBI. He gets thrown out at second base on the cut play, and that will do it here. So the Diamondbacks get 2 runs in the inning on the benefit of 3 hits. There was no errors, and there was nobody left aboard. We are now through a half inning. Your score is the D-backs 2. The Giants coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We've got a lot of entertainment still to go in this one. We appreciate you for dropping in. Here's our friend Steve.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Welcome back, everybody. Slade Ciccone making his major league debut delivers a first pitch fastball to Lamont Wade Jr. for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Lamont Wade Jr., Michael Conforto, and Wilmer Flores to come to bat here against the rookie right-hander, who gets the aside from his catcher Herrera, and he's ready to go to work. He rocks into the windup and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down and in, and the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Ciccone was a first-round pick in the 2020 draft at the University of Miami at Coral Gables. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-1. He was originally a draft pick out of high school by the Orioles in the 38th round of the 2018 draft. Chose to go to the university. Was a hard commit to the University of Miami. There's a fastball swung on it. Is pop foul. It's going to reach the seats over on the third base side. The count now goes to 2-2 on Wade Jr. So Ciccone is making his debut. He has kind of struggled this year in AAA. He's been with Reno, and he is 4-8. He had an ERA of 6.38. There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs. The count is now 3-2. He allowed 113 hits in 103 innings, but he was at a strikeout an inning pace. So our first look at the right-hander here. 3 balls and 2 strikes it is. As Ciccone ready to go again. He gets the aside from his catcher Herrera. Yeah, he rocks into the windup and delivers. It's a fastball that's come inside and has hit Wade Jr. Now, did that catch the bat or not? Well, he's making his way down to first base. We'll get a look at that one again. Looked like it got him just in either the forearm or wherever else. We'll get the look at the replay. Oh, boy. I don't know. I think I might want to have a peek at that one. That one looked like it may have got the knob of the bat. We're going to see if the Diamondbacks want to have a look at that one as well. Oh, boy. I think that one's the knob. I think he's coming back, and they are going to challenge it. So the umpires are going to go and make their decision, but I think that we're going to see Lamont Wade Jr. come back to bat as they're going to go under the hood here. So just give us a second here. I'm sure it's going to be a fairly quick decision on this one. He's going to go back and get himself a piece of lumber here. So Wade Jr. goes back and grabs himself a new bat. As it looks like he is going to have to come back to the bat here. They continue to get the replay. It's 3 balls, 2 strikes. So that pitch was a foul ball. Torey Lovello out. He's out talking to one of the umpires right now. So Wade Jr. walking back to the dugout. Not sure why he's heading back to the dugout at this point. But Jose Herrera's got quite a bit to say to the San Francisco bench. So there's some tempers that are heating up here between the two clubs here in the first inning. I'm not sure what the argument's all about. As we look at it again, I can understand maybe where that is. Jose Herrera took that one right in the family jewels as that ball was fouled off the bat of Lamont Wade Jr. They're still discussing it, are the umpires. I'm not sure what the discussion's about. But as far as I'm concerned, this is got to be coming back. But yet we continue to wait here as Lamont Wade Jr. has returned back to the dugout. This is my problem with the instant replays, just how much time that this takes. It is giving Ciccone time to wait on the mound. Here we are in between the innings, and now we have the result. The umpires here come back out. They're giving their explanation. And so it looks like that the challenge is going to be won, but it looks like they're ruling it as a strike, or are they ruling him as an out? The call was overturned. And we're going to see here, it is going to be Lamont Wade Jr. coming back. And now Gabe Kapler wants an explanation from the home plate umpires and from the crew chief, Dan Iasanya. As we wait here, as Slade Ciccone is going to get a couple of preparatory pitches while he waits. So Kapler comes out and gets the explanation from the umpires. He looks like he's comfortable with it, and we're going to resume the action. So it is a 3-ball and 2-strike count here to Lamont Wade Jr. No, actually, they're ruling Lamont Wade Jr. out for strike 3. That's bizarre. Maybe they said that he tried to swing at the pitch, so he's going to go in the books as a strikeout for the first out of the inning. So he's gone for out number 1, and that's going to bring up Michael Conforto. That's what the explanation is, that he had actually attempted to swing, hand was in the zone maybe. I don't know. The first pitch is a ball to Conforto, and it counts 1-0. I thought that was pretty straightforward. It looked like it hit the knob of the bat, fouled it off, and we're ready to go again. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-0 on Conforto. So much for our judgment. So Ciccone collects his first out as a major league pitcher. Here comes the 2-0. There's a fastball at 94 that misses inside. It's now 3 balls and no strikes to Conforto. Bizarre. I'd like to get the explanation. I'm going to have to go back and take a look. There's a fastball that misses down. 4 straight balls to Conforto. He's aboard with a walk. And that is going to bring up the designated hitter, Wilmer Flores. Well, for Flores, he's hitting .298 on the season. He's got 14 homers and 35 runs driven in. He had a home run in the first game of the series. He got the start at third base. Last night, he got the night off. And tonight, he is the designated hitter for the Giants. As the right-hander works to the set, and now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that's check swing foul that's going to reach the seats down the right field line. And that count is going to quickly run to 0-1 on Flores. So no balls and 1 strike it is. Flores waggling the bat, waiting for the offering from Ciccone. There's a breaking ball swung on its tap foul over on the third base side, just past the dugout. It's going to run the count to 2 on Flores. We will be running our Japanese streams come the weekend. So hopefully if you're around, whether you listen live or on delay, you'll be able to jump in with us. Here's the pitch from Ciccone. It's a breaking ball swung on and hammered foul down the left field line. That ball is going to get on onto the field of play, and the ball dude has picked up some pace to have to go and get it. And he's going to have to return that one there, and that's going to keep the count at no balls and 2 strikes to Flores. I have to say, this particular ball dude is moving a little quicker than most. It looks like he's a little bit on the younger side. So here comes the 0-2. There's a fastball at 96 that misses up and away, and the count goes to 1-2. Well, I can kind of see now why the right-hander Ciccone has had his struggles down in the minor leagues this year. It doesn't look like he's got great command of his pitches right now. Here comes the 1-2. As the pitch is on the way, there's a breaking ball swung on, and it's tap foul over on the third base side. He really falls off to the glove side. He is not smooth with his mechanics, that's for sure. And is showing tonight, at least in the early going here, of the first 15 pitches of his big league career, an ability to repeat some of his motion. So here comes the 1-2 to Flores. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Flores goes in the book. That is the second strikeout here for Ciccone here in the first inning. So 2 away, and that's going to leave it up to Jock Peterson. But you can understand why Ciccone was a top pick. He's got some electric stuff. He can bring the fastball up. He can fire the heater, that is for sure. But he is definitely not got command of his pitches, as that 95-mile-an-hour fastball backs Peterson off the plate for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Kind of reminds me sometimes of players when they're playing in rookie ball or they're in A ball, and they're always concerned because you get the rookie ball and A ball pitchers in a spring training game. The veteran big leaguers don't want to face them because they don't know where that 97-mile-an-hour heater is going. There's a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. That last pitch by Ciccone had a lot of backdoor run on it. I was able just to catch the bottom part of the strike zone. It was a really nice pitch. Here comes the 1-1. Ciccone kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Join us tomorrow night. We are going to give you another ball game tomorrow, but it is going to be the Mariners and the Angels. Shohei Ohtani will take to the hill. So hopefully you're around to listen in to that one live. As here comes the 2-1 pitch. And that pitch is a fastball swung on. It is lifted into straightaway center field. Moving back on it on the warning track is Thomas, but he's got the space in the room. He's going to make the catch. And that is going to do it here for out number 3 in the first inning. Well, they had no runs, no hits, no errors. There was a runner left aboard. Your score at the end of 1, it is the Diamondbacks 2 and the Giants no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the second inning. We've had a couple of interesting plays in this one so far. We appreciate y'all for listening in. We'll be right back after this. We've got a 2-0 ball game for the Diamondbacks. We're going to be moving ourselves to the second inning in just a moment. Hang tight, everybody. Appreciate you being with us.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play. But you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
We appreciate our friend Matt Hollis. Be sure to check him out. Another Hollis build after the game for all your entertainment needs when you're not looking at our friend Steve Rademacher. Steve has been in the house tonight, and we appreciate him and his support for being here. We're on to the second inning, and it is going to be coming to bat. It'll be Jake McCarthy, Emmanuel Rivera, and Alec Thomas to face Logan Webb. And the first pitch is an 86-mile-an-hour two-seamer that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. McCarthy batting .248 on the year with a couple of homers and 14 runs driven in, as there is a breaking ball that drops into the outside and catches the corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to McCarthy. McCarthy is the younger brother of Joe, who was with the Texas organization this year. There's a fastball swung on and ground foul over on the first base side, as Lamont Wade Jr. fields the ball and flips it toward the dugout. The count is 1-2. Joe McCarthy had spent last season in the 2022 year with the Oryx Buffaloes of the NPB. As Jake here, his brother, was starting to make a name for himself in Major League Baseball. McCarthy in his second year with the Diamondbacks. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded right over to the first baseman, Wade Jr. He was pretty close to the foul line. He picks it up and he steps on the base himself. That's going to be a ground out to 3 for the first out of the inning. So 1 Diamondback up and 1 Diamondback down, and that's going to bring up Emmanuel Rivera. Well, for Rivera, he's batting .292 on the season. He's got 4 homers and 24 runs driven in. He got the start in game 1 of this series, but was left out of the lineup last night. The first pitch delivered to Rivera is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Rivera batting from the right side. He's waggling the bat. He got the start at third base. Chase Peterson, who they have recently acquired from Oakland, is getting the nod here tonight, as that is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 1-1. They had cleaned up some of the spot. They got rid of Josh Rojas at the deadline, did the D-backs, as there's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 1-2 to Rivera. Rivera in the opener of the series was 1 for 3. He also drew a walk. He was on base twice. He got the night off in favor of Peterson last night, as there's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Emmanuel Rivera. As we said, Angels and Mariners tomorrow on our stream, and then back to Japanese baseball on the weekend. And there's a fastball swung on and missed. Rivera is down on strikes. He's out for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and then it's going to bring up the center fielder, Alec Thomas. Well, for Thomas, he's batting .239 on the year. He's got 7 homers and 20 runs driven in. He made a couple of spectacular catches in the first game of the series. One off the bat of Wilmer Flores. There is a changeup that's taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Thomas. Webb is really mixing his pitches in here as he rocks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on, grounded softly over to first, fielded neatly by the first baseman, Wade Jr. He steps on the bag, and that is going to do it here for the Giants in their inning. They got no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 1.5. Your score is the Giants 2 and the Diamondbacks no score. Our friend Zay in the house, he says the Giants an error already. Yeah, it was in the first inning when Patrick Bailey overthrew at second base. The ball got through past the shortstop Crawford that allowed Perdomo not only to steal second, but get to third. We'll come on back in just a couple of moments. We appreciate everybody for being here. Thanks for stopping in with us tonight. It is 2-0 Diamondbacks as we move to the bottom of the second inning. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the second inning, and it is going to be Bailey, Davis, and Crawford to come to bat in just a couple. Appreciate everybody for jumping in here tonight. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this from our friend, Steve Rademacher.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game, really exciting, lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course, I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, I got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Here we go, everybody. We're back into inning number 2, and the first pitch from Slade Ciccone is a fastball swung through and missed for strike 1 to Patrick Bailey. Bailey, Davis, and Crawford here as Bailey's hitting .256 on the season with 5 homers and 31 runs driven in. He rocks into the windup and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into straightaway center field. Moving over to his right a little bit is Alec Thomas. He's got room and makes the catch. And that is going to retire Bailey for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, J.D. Davis. Defensively tonight for the Diamondbacks, around the outfield from left to right, it is a very similar-looking outfield. Carroll in left, the center fielder is Thomas, and the right fielder McCarthy, same as the first 2 games of the series. Around the horn tonight, it's Rivera at first, as Walker gets the night off, as that fastball misses outside to Davis for ball 1. At second base, it's Ketel Marte, Geraldo Perdomo at short. And the third baseman tonight, again, is Jace Peterson with the battery of Ciccone and Herrera. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. As I said before, a lot to like about the right-hander Ciccone here. Just he had some difficulty in that first inning with his command. There's a breaking ball at 72 miles an hour that misses up and in, and the count now goes to 2-1. Be curious to see exactly what his pitch count is going to be here tonight and how far they're going to have him on a leash or how long that leash will be. There's a fastball swung through and missed, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Davis. Davis missed the first game of the series, but he played in last night's ball game. He got the nod at third base, as he is again tonight. Here's the 2-2. It's a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to second. Marte fields it as he moves to his left. He throws to first, and that's going to retire Davis. It's going to go down in the books as a ground out, 4-3 for the second out of the innings. So 2 up and 2 away. And that's going to bring up the shortstop, Brandon Crawford. Well, for Crawford on the year, he's hitting .214. He's got 6 homers and 29 runs driven in. Batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Ciccone. Yeah, Ciccone rocks into the windup and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and tapped foul over on the first base side. The count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Crawford, with that slightly open stance, had himself a home run a couple of nights ago. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes even to 1-1. He has been consistent through the series, and the home run actually came in last night's ball game. It was the first game of the series where he did drive in a run with a sacrifice fly, and he scored a run in the 10th inning as the ghost runner. There's a fastball swung on, his tap slowly over to second. Fielded neatly, he throws to first. And that is going to retire Crawford. That's going to go down as a ground out, 4-3 for the third out of the inning, and that will do it here. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. Our friend Rojas in the house, he says, "You're broadcasting the wrong game. The Marlins game is insane." Unfortunately, this is the one we chosen to do tonight. And we're going to do the Mariners tomorrow with Shohei Ohtani going for the Angels. So hopefully you can make it in for that. Your score at the end of 2 innings here, it is 2-0 for the Diamondbacks over the Giants. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple of moments. We appreciate you all for poking your heads in here and listening to our call of the action. We'll be right back after this in just a couple moments.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If You want to learn about Japanese baseball? See Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. You want baseball instruction? See Coach Fred. You want to learn about golf? Do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. As our friend Rojas has pointed out, it's a crazy one over in Miami. The Marlins were losing 7-4, or check that, 5-4. Actually, it looked like it was 5-2 in the 8th inning. They scored a couple of runs to make it 5-4, and then they added another to tie it up at 5 in the bottom of the 9th. Then both teams traded runs, 2 runs apiece in the 10th, and they are going to the top of the 11th, all locked up at 7s. The first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike by Herrera here. Now there's a changeup that misses outside, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Jose Herrera. Herrera batting .221 with no homers and 6 runs driven in. As he kicks and delivers, there is a fastball swung on and missed. It's now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Herrera. The Cubs have had no shortage of scoring runs against the Reds. They put up a 20 spot last night. And already in the top of the 7th inning, the Cubs have stuck another 10 runs on the board against Cincinnati. So double-digit runs in back-to-back ball games there. Lots of fireworks around Major League Baseball. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count now goes to 2-2 on Herrera. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Our friend Dinger in the house tonight, a little early. We appreciate you for bouncing in tonight. There's a fastball that swung on and tapped foul over on the first base side. The count remains at 2-2. So as we said, we're going to do the Angels and the Mariners tomorrow night, and then we're going to do our Japanese broadcasts on Friday and Saturday. It'll be the Fighters. I believe the Fighters and the Hawks is what we have, or is it the Fighters and Buffaloes? I'll have to double check. There's a fastball swung on it, is grounded foul. Nice play by the ball dude off the ricochet. It's going to keep the count at 2-2. I have to say, the ball dude tonight down the right field line, he looks a lot more athletic than what we've seen in the previous nights. As there's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner, and the count now is 3 balls and 2 strikes to Herrera. It is fun to watch Logan Webb. Logan Webb, as we said before, he is a magician on the mound. There is a fastball that swung on and tapped foul into the legs of the one there. We've got Connor in the house tonight. Appreciate you for bouncing in here, Connor. As we said, we're going to do some Major League games before we head out of Dodge here. A couple of weeks worth when we're not doing the Japanese games. There is a breaking ball swung on, and it's grounded foul over on the first base side, and this battle is going to continue here. Thank you to some of our other listeners who've come in and listened to us do the games late night for the NPB. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. That's going to be ball 4. It's going to be a leadoff walk here for Herrera. He definitely earned that off of Logan Webb. That's going to bring up the top of the order in Geraldo Perdomo. Well, if you didn't catch the highlights last night, Geraldo Perdomo probably had the biggest of the goat horns on his head, that's for sure. With 2 out in the 9th inning and Christian Walker stepping up to the plate, he got backpicked at first base to end the game. I don't know if I've ever seen a major leaguer get backpicked to end a ball game. There's a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 on Perdomo. Perdomo in this game got things going. He had a single. He stole second. He went to third on the throwing error by Bailey. He came home on a ground out by Corbin Carroll for the first run of the ball game. As that fastball misses outside, the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Perdomo. The Dominican shortstop waggling the bat. He's batting from the left side as the switch hitter. He swings at a fastball. He grounds it over to second. They go to second for 1. Back to first, and it's going to be a double play. Oh, what a play. I wasn't sure Isan Diaz was going to be able to do it. He backhanded it over to the second baseman, Crawford. The problem is that he was so far away from the bag, it really didn't look like he was in a position where he could have done it. But he was able to get enough oomph into it. Crawford fielded the ball at second, fired it back over to first. But we had a bit of a collision at first base as it looked like that the runner had stepped on or had run into. Actually, he had clipped Lamont Wade Jr. as he went by. But that is going to retire Perdomo for the second out. So that's going to go in the books as a 4-6-3 double play. That is going to be out number 2 here. The first pitch delivered to Ketel Marte is a fastball that is taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 1-1. Our friend Connor asked the question, says, if there was an MLB franchise in Vancouver, what would you want the team name to be? Well, the minor league team that's here is known as the Canadians, as there's a fastball that swung on and tapped foul over on the first base side. The count is 1-2. And if you go back historically, they had a couple other name changes here in Vancouver that people here locally would be attuned to. One is the Mounties, as there are some of the local teams here are also known as the Mounties, also in consideration to the RCMP that is policing across the country. And then the other one is the Capellanos, that was also the river and has some native connotations, as that fastball misses upstairs. So that's where some of the fan base may want to have it. The Thunderbirds is the University of British Columbia nickname, and there's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 3-2 on Marte. So those might be all candidates that people, at least locally here in the baseball community, that would say if a team ever came here, that's what they would like to have. There's a fastball swung on its tap foul over on the first base side, and the count remains full to Ketel Marte. But if I had to pick a name for Vancouver itself, I'd have to put some thought into that, because they obviously would want to have something that would be of a local flavor. There's a fastball taken for a called third strike. Oh, Marte didn't like that one at all. That's the second time tonight he's gone down on strikes, and the second time he's gone down on strikes looking, and that's going to do it here for the Diamondbacks in their half of the third. There were no runs in the inning. There were no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're moving to the bottom of the third inning. I'll try to come back with an answer for Connor when we return in just a couple of moments. Appreciate everybody for listening in here tonight. Your score, Diamondbacks 2, Giants nothing. We're moving to the bottom of the third inning. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. The bottom of the third is just underway, and the first pitch from Ciccone is a breaking ball that misses upstairs to Isan Diaz for ball one, and the count is 1-0. So far, Diaz 0 for 14 and a walk in his career here with the Giants as he takes a fastball at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. Diaz has struggled in his debut, at least on the offensive side of things with the Giants. He had spent the early part of his career with the Miami Marlins. As the 1-1 is on the way, there's a breaking ball that misses, and the count goes to 2-1. It was a good question there by our friend Connor to give us some thought on possibly what the Canadians or the Vancouver team name would be. As the 2-1 is ready to go, and the pitch is a fastball swung on, is tapped slowly over to second. Marte fields it, throws to first, and that's going to retire Diaz on a ground out 4-3 for the first out of the inning. So Slade Ciccone looking pretty good here now in his debut. He's got things rolling now. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Luis Matos. For Matos on the season, he's batting .260. He's got 1 homer and 9 runs driven in. He waggles the bat, waiting on the first offering from the rookie right-hander, who rocks into the windup and delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Matos. Matos, one of the other rookies in the lineup for the Giants. Of course, the other one tonight is Patrick Bailey, as there's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count goes even at 1-1. On the first game of the series, the Giants had 3 rookies in the lineup. They had Bailey behind the plate. They had Blake Sable was doing the designated hitting, and Matos was in center field. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses inside. The count now goes to 2-1 on Matos. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Right-hander Ciccone rocking into the windup. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into straightaway center field. Alec Thomas coming in, and he makes the catch, and that's going to retire Matos for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to bring up the top of the order in Lamont Wade Jr. Well, for Wade Jr., he's 0 for 1 in this one tonight. He struck out his first time up. He has been busy defensively tonight for the Diamondbacks. He had a couple of unassisted putouts in the second inning, and he has been able to retire a couple others as well on plays and ground balls in the infield. And there's a breaking ball that misses outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Junior's average is dropped to .266. He's got 10 homers and 29 runs driven in. So there's a changeup that misses well off the plate, and the count now goes to 2-0. Our friend Connor says the Mounties would be cool. Fun to see in Vancouver, or I wonder if it'll ever happen. I was talking about this one in one of our other streams. I'm not sure if you were in it. There's a fastball swung on. It was lifted into right field. Moving over underneath it is the right fielder McCarthy. He makes the catch, and that's going to put it away for out number 3. I'll come back and talk about this in the next half inning, about the pros and the cons of a major league team in Vancouver when we return in just a moment. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. Your score as we move now to the top of the 4th inning. It is the Diamondbacks 2, the Giants no score. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this. Appreciate you all for being with us tonight.
Hey guys, Steve coming back at you again. Steve Rademacher, that is. And during this intermission, let's open up a package of Garbage Pail Kids Series 4 Chrome, shall we? See what we get, then we'll come right back to the game with Freddie. Oh, very nice. I got a Ruptured Rupert. Very nice. We have a Jules Brooks to go right along with everyone's favorite Death Jeff. Sorry about the glare, but that's what Chrome do. We did get a Mosquito. You know, that's Wisconsin State bird right there. And the cracked ice is a Pinned Penny. Gotta love Garbage Pail Kids. Gotta love Freddie. Gotta love baseball. See you next time.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the 4th inning, and it's going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters to come to bat for the Diamondbacks. That means Corbin Carroll, Lourdes Gurriel Jr., and Jace Peterson to face the right-hander Logan Webb. Our friend Connor said the Mounties would be cool. Fun to see in Vancouver. Wonder if it would ever happen. I think the ship has sailed on it, at least for probably the next 20 years. A couple of things. When we had our program at the University of British Columbia, we had some of our players go out and take batting practice. When they refurbished the stadium at BC Place and they reconfigured it, it really doesn't lend itself well for baseball. The way they put the stands in, it's more soccer, football friendly they would actually have to do another modification on the stadium, as the first pitch is a fastball that misses outside to Corbin Carroll for ball one, and the count is 1-0. Carroll hitting .278 with 21 homers and 58 runs driven in. Takes a fastball down and in, and the count is now 2-0. The other thing is they put a scoreboard in at BC Place, and when our players were taking batting practice, they were playing pepper off the scoreboard, which hangs very, very low, and it wasn't able to be retracted because the roof is retractable. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to first, fielded neatly by the first baseman, Wade Jr. He steps on the bag, and that is going to retire Corbin Carroll for the second out of the inning. It goes, or for the first out of the inning, it's going to be a ground out to 3 for out number 1. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Well, for Gurriel Jr., he doubled and scored a run his first time up, and he takes a fastball over for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Gurriel Jr. batting from the right side here. He has enjoyed himself a nice series here. He's had himself a home run. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is tapped softly over to the pitcher Webb, and he's going to take it himself. And that is going to be a ground ball there to, as we said, to Webb, who was going to make the play easily. That is going to retire Gurriel for the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Jace Peterson. We just have to leave our main feed for a second because we have to go to our B feed. Our A feed is acting a little goofy on us right now. And we're ready to resume the action here. Another thing that we were talking about in the stream is that the baseball in Vancouver here, where the Canadians play, it's almost a bedroom community team. There's a fastball that swung on and tapped foul, and the count is 0-1. So there are a lot of people that won't necessarily always go from some of the other communities to see the Canadians. The Canadians, where they play at Nat Bailey Stadium, it's a beautiful ballpark. They've done some modifications. They get great attendance. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2. The drawback is in the month of April and May, they don't get as good a draw as they do in the months of June, July, and August. The summer months in Vancouver are beautiful. There's a fastball that's taken down and away, and the count goes to 1-2. So the question has always been is when they were a short season team, it really lended itself well to strong attendance. They would always fill up the Nat for 30-plus games a year. Fastball misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Peterson. But there were some of the mayors in the lower mainland here. There was a particular mayor. His name was Carl Burr, who I had a chance to speak with. And Carl was a big proponent of a major league team. As that fastball misses outside, the count is now 3-2. And one of the reasons for that is you could put an MLB team into a area that maybe would be of a lesser neighborhood. He was a big-time proponent of the waterfront project. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to second. A diving play by Diaz. As he slides on the outfield grass, he rolls over and throws to first. And that is going to retire Peterson on a ground out 4-3 to end the inning. Oh, what a play by Diaz. And that is going to do it here in the fourth inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board for the Diamondbacks. We'll come back and finish that story with regards to the mayors of the lower mainland. We'll give you all that when we get back in just a few. Your score, 2-0 for the Diamondbacks over the Giants as we move to the bottom of the fourth. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this. We've got a 2-0 scoreline. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We appreciate everybody who's dropping in with the early stuff with us tonight. Hang tight. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher once again.
Hello, kids. Steve coming back at you for a Big Bang Theory commercial timeout from Freddie. Good game calling there, Freddie. Always love listening to you. You never cease to amaze me. But let's see what we get from the cards really quick. We have Wallowitz. Hey, we have Sheldon Cooper. We have a foil card. Nice. Hey, look, it's Leonard another Sheldon Cooper. Hey, thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoy the game. And Freddie, let's big bang this thing out of here.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. In return, we support Steve Rademacher, and he is in the house tonight. He is the silent type, but he does get going every once in a while with the chat. So it is going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the order. It's Michael Conforto, Wilmer Flores, and Jock Peterson. And the first pitch offered to Conforto is a breaking ball that misses down for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Just to continue the thoughts on that conversation and about the stadium and potentially where they could play Major League Baseball here. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count's 2-0 to Conforto. There was a lot of talk, and the talk originally is that they were going to build a waterfront stadium and more toward the east of the terminal area. There was a fastball swung on, and it is lifted into straightaway center field, moving over underneath it, and then having to backpedal is Thomas. As the wind took it for a ride, that's going to retire Conforto for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Wilmer Flores. Well, for Flores tonight, he is 0 for 1. He struck out his only time up, as he's got 14 homers and 35 RBIs on the season. We were talking a little bit about the waterfront project, but the piece is certainly down there toward the east side. They can start to clean up some of that area as the fastball is taken for a called strike. And then at the same time, when you put in a major league ballpark, the idea or the theory behind it is you put it into areas where they are lower socioeconomic areas. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-2, because your labor force is going to be able to come and take jobs in that area. And you've got a workforce that would come in and be able to service those who come and watch, as well as giving them work, giving them opportunity, as well as cleaning up the neighborhood, so to speak. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into left field. It's into the corner. This is going to be extra bases. Carroll goes in to pick it up. He fires it back in. Wilmer Flores is going to trot into second base with a 1-out double here in the 4th inning. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Jock Peterson. And for Peterson, he's kind of had a tough series. He's been, I guess you would say he would be of questionable calls that have not gone his way, or 50-50 calls not gone his way in both of the first 2 games. But he has hit the ball hard on occasion. So that is now who is coming to the plate, as he's 0 for 1. He flew out to center field his first time up. And the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. Our friend Dinger says, got any bets in tonight? No, nothing at all tonight. We haven't been doing anything at all for the last little bit. We kind of go in waves with it. Haven't done anything in the last month plus. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It's grounded softly to second. Fielded neatly by Marte. He throws to first. That is going to retire Peterson on a ground out 4-3. However, he does advance Flores over to third. That's going to leave it all up to Patrick Bailey. Just one last thought about the ball club in the Vancouver area. They would, if they were to put a major league team in, it would have to be some sort of dome structure or retractable dome type structure like they do in Seattle. And the main reason for that simply is that, as our friend Connor had pointed out, the weather can be a challenge, especially in late March, April, and into May. And certainly when you get into September, October, it can turn again, as that fastball misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Patrick Bailey. I know when I first moved out into these parts that when it was raining, and you'd sometimes think you're going to get a break in the rain, it could be relentless when it starts. There's a fastball that misses outside. The count now goes to 2-0 on Bailey. Our friend Dinger says it's a good idea to save up for the land of the rising sun. It's coming quick, 17 days away. That is for sure. There's a breaking ball that is check swing fouled away, and the count is now 2-1 on Bailey. Runner at third, Flores, 2 gone here in the 4th inning. Slade Ciccone, making his major league debut, has been very effective here tonight. The first hit of the ball game that he has allowed was the double to Flores here in the 4th. Here's the pitch. There's a fastball swung on. It is popped up over on the third base side. There could be room as the third base. Oh, Peterson runs into the guardrail, and he ends up falling down. He isn't able to hang on to the ball, and that's going to run the count to 2-2. But oh boy, that was an opportunity to end the inning. Looked like his left foot jammed into the guardrail and then his right foot, and then he went over backwards. I'm able to make the catch, but it did provide some entertainment for some San Francisco faithful. Oh, he also hits his head on the guard post. So Jace Peterson, for good measure, has his feet and his head all wrung off the posts. Here comes the offering now to Bailey. Fastball swung on, grounded over to first, fielded by Rivera. He steps on the base, and Bailey is done on a ground out to 3 to end the inning. Well, they threatened to do the Giants, but they come away with nothing. No runs in the inning. There was a hit, no errors, and there was one runner left aboard. Your score after 4 complete, it is the Diamondbacks 2 and the Giants no score. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments. We appreciate everybody for listening in here tonight. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher once again. Be sure after the game, don't forget to go check him out. He is a Brew Crew fan, but we don't hold it against him here.
Thank you, Freddie. Appreciate your support and everybody out there. Steve again here, obviously, with the Milwaukee Brewers. Of course, we have Bernie Brewer on my favorite beverage of choice right there, along with a card of Bernie. Yay! Now, we got some special guests here. I'm not just talking about our Hall of Fame lineup. I must be in the front row. Hey, come on there, Robin. I got 3,000 hits. What do you have? Well, I was the all-time saves leader, and I got 1.5 feet on you. Okay, Raleigh, settle down, buddy. Now, none of this could be possible without Harvey's Wallbangers. There's Harvey. And who could forget the Fonz? Hey.
Appreciate you, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. Check them out after the game. We'll be right back in 30 seconds with all the action. Welcome back, everybody. We are back underway as Jake McCarthy, Emmanuel Rivera, and Alec Thomas come to bat to face Logan Webb. The first offering to McCarthy was a fastball that misses outside for ball 1. The second pitch is a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count goes to 1-1. I have to say, sometimes when you take a look at the television feed, they want to tell you what the pitch is from Logan Webb. I don't think they know what the pitch is. There's a breaking ball that misses, and the count now goes to 2-1 on McCarthy. It's really hard to tell the difference between his sinker, his changeup, or his slider at times. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded softly to third. Davis fields it. He fires across the diamond, and that is going to retire McCarthy on a ground out 5-3. So one batter up and one batter down here in the 5th inning. That is going to bring up Emmanuel Rivera. I have to say, this game here is, I don't want to jinx myself, clipping along at a heck of a pace. We're almost an hour deep, and we are through into the 5th inning. So this game has got a lot of tempo and pace to it. There's a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Rivera. When we get into the bullpens, that's usually where the game starts to grind to a halt. The pitching changes, the tempo of the pace of the pitchers. There's a breaking ball that is waved out and missed, and now the count goes to 0-2 on Rivera. All the hits for the Diamondbacks came in the first inning, as they had a couple of singles and a double. After that, it has been the Logan Webb show as that fastball misses down, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Rivera. On the flip side, Slade Ciccone has been more than effective in his debut here tonight. As the pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Logan Webb, when he is on, he is as nasty as they come. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Rivera's in the books. He's gone for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it all up to the center fielder, Alec Thomas. And by our count in this one, that is the 4th strikeout in the books here for the right-hander Webb, as he is able to put away Rivera here for the 2nd out of the inning. First pitch is a fastball that just misses off the outside corner to Alek Thomas, and the count is 1-0. Thomas tonight 0 for 1. He grounded to the first baseman his first time up. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into left center field. Coming hard and sliding and making the catch is the left fielder, Jock Peterson, and that is going to do it as Thomas is down for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, the Diamondbacks go quickly again here in their half of the 5th. A really nice defensive play by the veteran left fielder Peterson to slide and make a backhanded grab. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board here in the 5th. Your score is the Diamondbacks 2, the Giants no score. We're coming back with the bottom of the 5th in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys all for being with us here tonight. We'll be right back after this. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a minute. We got a little bit of bluegrass to get you going here as we're moving to the bottom of the 5th. The bottom of the 5th inning, it is going to be J.D. Davis, Brandon Crawford, and Isan Diaz to come to bat for the Giants in their half of the inning. Just going back to Dinger for a couple minutes, he said any bets in tonight's games or at all? Nothing here today. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into left field for a base hit. So J.D. Davis is aboard with a leadoff single on the first pitch that he sees here in the 5th inning. That is going to bring up the shortstop, Brandon Crawford. If anything, just taking a look at the NPB games, and those are the ones that we sometimes will offer our 2 cents towards, as we are going to be not going to be calling anything until the weekend. And there are 5 games on the slate tonight, as there are 3 in the Central and only 2 in the Pacific. As the right-hander Ciccone ready to go to work, he kicks and he fires. There is a breaking ball swung on, and it's hammered foul. Oh boy, almost hit the crew down in the dugout, the television crew, and it looks like, or maybe it did, it looks like it got somebody down there where the Diamondback announcers, he's going to have to walk and shake it off. So no balls and 1 strike to you, Brandon Crawford. Got to keep your eye on the ball game. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is driven to deep right center field, and this ball is going to get off the wall. It's McCarthy who's going to field it, rounding second and heading to third. Now heading home is the base runner Davis. Heading into third is Crawford. The throw is not in time. It's going to be a triple for Crawford. That's going to score Davis all the way from first base. That's going to cut the score line to 2-1. What a play there by the Diamondbacks on the relay to even have a shot at Crawford. That ball was absolutely scorched into the pole gap. Ended up short hopping off the wall. McCarthy does a good job to track it down. He fired it back in. And the throw over to first, it was pretty decent as well. Davis, a nice piece of base running. He had to hold up to make sure that ball wasn't caught. So an RBI for Crawford. He is at third. And that is going to plate Davis for the first Giant run of the ball game. And there's a fastball swung on. This ball is hit through the 4-hole into right field. It's a base hit for Diaz. He's going to get an RBI. That's his first hit of the season. And the first hit in a Giant uniform. That gets the monkey off his back. And now we have a brand new ball game as the Giants, just like that, back back-to-back hits have now tied the ball game here at 2 in the last half of the 5th inning. And that's going to bring the pitching coach, Brent Strom, out to the mound as he's got to get himself into a little bit of damage control. So 2-2, they do have a lefty up and throwing in the Diamondback bullpen. But something that was to note here, the first pitch that Davis saw, he hammered. Crawford came up to bat. He hit one foul, rocketed it foul. And then it was Diaz on the first pitch he saw. So 4 pitches and 3 absolute, actually 4 if you include the line drive foul ball by Crawford. Absolute missiles hit off of Ciccone here in the 5th inning. It almost looked like they knew what was coming. So the conference is over as Strom is making his way slowly back to the dugout. Brandon Crawford legging out the triple there. Kind of looked like he needed a relay somewhere along between first and second. There's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded up the middle. It's fielded by Marte. He steps on the bag, throws to first, and that's going to be a double play. That's going to go in the books as a 6-3 double play. It erases Diaz for the first out of the inning. And they get Matos on the back end. So they've come out swinging at the first pitch off Ciccone. He's going to have to change his ways here. That's now 2 in the books, and it's going to bring up the top of the order in Lamont Wade Jr. And that looks like it's going to be it for Ciccone, as they're going to go to the bullpen. We're going to have ourselves a pitching change. We're going to come on back in just a couple of moments and give that one to you. Hang tight, everybody. It is a pitching change in San Francisco. We'll be right back after this. Appreciate you guys for listening in.
Hello, everybody. Steve Rademacher coming back at you again. And during this pitching change, for a change of pace, let's open some baseball cards. We'll get through these quickly. 2023 Topps Big League. We have rookie card of Tyler Freeman to go along with a Matt Chapman. And why not a Jake Cronenworth? Shoot 'em, Jake! We do have a rookie card of Brett Beatty. That's pretty cool. To go along with the uncommon Carlos Correa. Pretty common to me, but what do I know? Trey Mancini to go along with a rookie of Kodai Senga. Freddie, tell them about Kodai. And one of my favorites, Devin Williams of my Milwaukee Brewers. All right, looks like the pitcher's coming in. Freddie, you can take over now.
Thanks again there, Steve, and we appreciate your support of the channel. And, of course, it is going to be a pitching change, as that is going to be the end of the night for Slade Ciccone, as they do have a left-hander coming into the ball game, and we'll get you all the specs here in just a second, as it is going to be Gilbert entering the fray here for the Diamondbacks in this one. So it looks like it is Tyler Gilbert. We're just going to make the confirmation here in just a moment, as he is going to be coming on in relief, the lefty. Our friend Matt Hollis, if I'm not mistaken, he yanked a Tyler Gilbert a couple of years ago. So he is making his 7th appearance of the year, all in relief. He has 11 innings pitched thus far. As the first pitch is a fastball swung on, it is lifted into right field. This ball is going to get down for a base hit. McCarthy gets in there to pick it up. Digging for 2 is Wade, and he's going to cruise in with a double. Oh, boy, they have been hitting the Diamondbacks hard in this inning. And right now, they've only come away with 2, so a double here to welcome Tyler Gilbert to the ballgame. And that is going to bring up Michael Conforto. So 11 innings pitched for Tyler Gilbert, 9 hits, 4 runs, all of which have been earned. Actually, it's going to bring up Austin Slater to the plate, so the night for Conforto is going to be done. Interesting, a little early in my books to be doing the matchups. So Austin Slater on in to pinch hit for Conforto. Batting .286 with 5 homers and 17 RBIs. Slater stepping in here to face the left-hander Gilbert. To play the matchup game, I think I'd rather be playing the matchup game at a different point in the ball game, 7th, 8th, 9th inning, maybe. Not the 5th. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is driven into deep center field. On his horse is Alec Thomas, and he makes a great over-the-shoulder catch. And that is going to do it, as Slater is going to be gone for the 3rd out of the inning. But there was damage done as the game has now been tied up. 2 runs in the inning on the benefit of 4 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We are now moving to the top of the 6th inning. Your score is the Giants 2 and the Diamondbacks 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments. We appreciate everybody who's listening in tonight, or whether you listen on delay. We'll be right back after this. Great catch by Thomas.
Hello? Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in. Check them out. Leave a like, tell other people. But Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters slated to come to bat for the Diamondbacks in their half of the top of the 6th inning. That is going to be Jose Herrera, Geraldo Perdomo, and Ketel Marte. So 9, 1, and 2 in the batting order to face the right-hander Logan Webb, who's going to begin his 6th inning of work. For Webb, he rocks into the motion and delivers the first pitch as a fastball that misses inside for ball 1. Count is 1-0. 70 pitches through 6 innings for Webb. As he's ready to fire again, there's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2 balls and no strikes. So 2 balls and no strikes. That's a perfect example why I don't like the way that Bailey does receive the ball. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and then he drops the ball. On this one here, 2 balls and 1 strike. We talk about not being a window shade where you catch the ball up above your head and you yank it down, and you teach young players not to do it. Well, he gets the ball down at his ankles and jacks it right up into the middle of the box. There's a fastball swung on it, is grounded over to short, fielded by Crawford. He throws to first. That's going to retire Herrera on a ground out 6-3. He's gone for out number 1 here in the 6th. That's going to bring up Perdomo. I find it frustrating, and it's now a couple of years, so I'm interested to see why it's gone or who is taking the lead on this to bring that through Major League Baseball. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 on Perdomo. Perdomo asks for time as the home plate umpire has granted him his offensive timeout. We're ready to get this one back underway. Perdomo 1 for 2 tonight in this one. He stole a base. He advanced over to third on the throwing error by Bailey and later scored the run on the RBI ground out by Corbin Carroll. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 1-1. Makes you wonder if what happens if you got a hornet flying by you and you've already used your timeout. There's a breaking ball that misses, and the count is now 2-1. Certainly in some of the places you got bugs or wherever else it might be, and you're wanting to try to get them out of your face, you might have to exhaust that a couple of times. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Remember one year in Atlanta, I think it was, where they had a hornet's nest literally growing on the fence behind home plate. There's a fastball swung on, lifted up behind the shortstop position, and Brandon Crawford's going to retreat and make the catch. And Perdomo is going to be retired for the 2nd out of the innings. So 2 up and 2 away. That's going to leave it up to Ketel Marte. Well, for Marte tonight, he has struck out twice, and both of them have been looking. He's not been happy with the home plate officiating in this one, as he bats from the left side, and the pitch from Webb is a breaking ball that misses outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Our friend Tyler in the house, he says he needs the Diamondbacks here. Well, the Diamondbacks were cruising until they give up those 2 runs in the 5th inning. There's a fastball that misses outside. The count is 2-0. We welcome Tyler to the stream. Hope you're doing well. 2 balls and no strikes as the right-hander Webb delivers a fastball that's waved out and missed. That's going to run the count to 2-1. If Marte takes that pitch, it would have been 3-0. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Marte. As the right-hander Webb delivers a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to second, fielded by Diaz. He throws to first, and the D-backs are going quietly again here. That's a ground out 4-3 for the 3rd out of the inning. And by my books, that is going to be unconventionally, that is certainly in this one, that's going to be 16 outs in a row. Although it was a double play ball that erased the walk to Herrera back in the 3rd inning. So lots of good defense and lots of good play here. And that will do it here for the Diamondbacks in the 6th. Logan Webb is playing wiffle ball. And everybody else is just living in his world. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We're moving to the bottom of the 6th inning. Hang tight, everybody. It is the Giants and the Diamondbacks all locked up at 2. Appreciate you all for being here with us tonight. We'll be right back after this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Wilmer Flores, Jock Peterson, and Patrick Bailey to come to bat to face the left-hander Tyler Gilbert, who will begin his 2nd inning of work. And Flores here is a 1-for-2 in this one. He doubled his last time up and struck out. That was against the starter Slade Ciccone. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses upstairs for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Gilbert gets his sign from his catcher, and he's ready to go back to work. He rocks into the windup and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is popped up into shallow right field. Digging hard is McCarthy. He slides. He can't come up with it. And that is going to be Marte who is going to pick it up, but it is going to hold Flores to a single. McCarthy had to come a long way as he was playing deep in the right field position. The second baseman, Marte, was almost over the bag at second base in the shift. He had to go a long way. And neither of them were able to come up with it as it fell into that Bermuda Triangle out there in right field as the first baseman just kind of looked on as well. That would be Rivera, and that's going to be a single for Flores, his 2nd hit of the night. And that is going to bring up the left fielder, Jock Peterson. Well, for Peterson tonight, he's 0-for-2 as he swings at a first pitch breaking ball and fouls it away, and the count is 0-1. He has flown out to center field, and he's grounded to second in his 2 trips to the plate. He's watched his batting average slip to 237 on the year. 11 homers to go with 37 runs driven in. The lefty Gilbert works to the set position. And now he's ready to deliver. He checks the runner and kicks and fires. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded past the glove of the second baseman, Marte, into center field. And that is going to put runners at first and second with nobody out. And that is going to bring up Patrick Bailey to the plate. Friend Tyler says, are the Giants going to go to extras again tonight? Well, if they can come up with something here, they may not have to. If this was the Japanese league, we'd be seeing a bunt for sure right now. And there's reasons why even Patrick Bailey or Crawford or Diaz are hitting in these spots in the order, because they're not as good as the other guys at the top as I look at some of the numbers. But in Major League Baseball, we rarely ever see the bunt. We did see it the other night when Carson Kelly tried to drop one down for the D-backs. There's a fastball swung on, and this is lifted foul on the first base side. Count is 0-1. But as the fundamental skills of the North American game that have eroded over the last 20 to 25 years. You just don't see the bunt in these situations. And to be honest with you, Patrick Bailey's got 5 home runs. But if he can execute and hit behind the runners, then maybe we have something else to say in this. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes even to 1-1. I'm not sure if we're going to see extra innings tonight, Tyler. As we said, it is the Giants who look like they've got their foot firmly on the gas pedal now, as it is going to be difficult for the Diamondbacks to get back in this one. They had their chance in the early part of the game to even add more, and they couldn't do it. Logan Webb maybe has at least another inning, if not 2 in him, and then Camilo Doval we would think would be available tonight, as that pitch was swung on and fouled away. The count's 1-2 on Bailey. I would think Doval, who didn't pitch in last night's game, although he did pitch in the game on Monday, would be available in this one to try to seal the deal. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Yes, Gilbert delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It's lined into center field for a base hit. Thomas fields it. He's going to throw to the plate. They're going to stop Flores at third. That's going to load the bases. So back-to-back singles here in the 6th inning. Have the bases full of Giants with nobody out, and it's going to bring J.D. Davis to the plate. Well, for Davis, he's 1 for 2 in this one. He had a single in his last time up off of Slade Ciccone. He got things rolling in the 5th inning when the Giants put their first 2 runs on the board. And to think about it, the Giants never got their first hit until the 4th inning. And now they've got 8 hits already in the ballgame, if my math is correct. So everything has come here in the middle frames. As we have another visit to the mound, as Brent Strom is out talking to his pitcher, Tyler Gilbert, he's got his finger right onto the O of the chest of Gilbert as he's talking to him. So I'm not curious. I'd like to be a fly on the wall or the fly on the hat of Brent Strom in that conversation, because he's sure got a lot to say. Our friend Tyler is pleading that they pull the pitcher, but not quite yet, Tyler. But the right-handed hitting J.D. Davis are coming up to face the lefty here. As we said, J.D. Davis, it was no mystery in that last half inning. The Giants just started swinging at the first pitch that they saw. We're absolutely missiling balls around the park. Here's the offering to Davis. It's a first pitch swung on. This ball is lifted down into the left field corner. If it stays fair, it's trouble. It's down. It's off the wall. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. Here comes the throw in. And stopping over at third is going to be Patrick Bailey. It's going to be a 2-run double for Davis, as he has knocked the pair in here now, and that is going to give the Giants a 4-2 lead. Oh, there is no mystery here. Tyler Gilbert is serving it up, and the Giants are eating it up all the way. Wilmer Flores cashes the first run. Peterson comes around with the second. And Patrick Bailey is now at third base with runners at second and third. And Brandon Crawford coming to the plate. Our friend Connor says the D-back bullpen is pretty weak and it's not going to get much better. Well, the Diamondback bullpen needs it to get it into the 8th and the 9th innings for them to be somewhat effective. There's a fastball that misses, that's swung on and fouled away. The count is quickly 0-1 to Crawford. They do have the infield in this case. They've got to try to cut the runs off here. With that triple in the last inning, only Willie Mays and Willie McCovey have more triples in their career than Brandon Crawford. Crawford is now 1 behind Willie McCovey. And he's also ahead of Bobby and Barry Bonds. There's a fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 0-2. It was a bit of a peculiar move when the Diamondbacks dealt Andrew Chafin to the Brewers, the former Tiger, Cub, Athletic. And of course, Chafin was originally a draft pick of the Diamondbacks. So when you need bullpen help, there was a lefty there that would have been able to give you some of that stuff, as that breaking ball misses outside, and the count now goes to 1-2. Connor says, good thing they got rid of Chafin. He had a fetish with giving up runs. Yeah, it was interesting, though. You know, Chafin had a pretty good season in Detroit the year before, and he was actually pretty effective when he was with Oakland as well as the Cubs. There was a fastball swung on it, is lifted foul down the left field line. The count remains at 1-2. But it's funny the way bullpen or relief pitchers are used. They showed a stat last night They said the San Francisco Giants have used their bullpen the most of any team in Major League Baseball up to this part in the season. The only other two teams that were in the top three that were close were the Oakland Athletics and Tampa Bay Rays. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 1-2 on Crawford. And one thing I would like to know is I would like to see exactly how a Gabe Kapler managed team is going to fare late in the season when you've used your bullpen just that much. Is that a credit to the bullpen being good, or is it because your starting pitchers are that bad you've got to go to the bullpen so frequently? There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. Our friend Connor says, as an Oakland A's fan, he was great for the half the season he was there. Surprised he regressed so much. Yeah, he's been pretty good, has been Chafin. But I'll have a couple comments on him in a second. There's a fastball that swung on and missed. That's going to retire Crawford on strikes. That's the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Isan Diaz. My thought with regards to Chafin, I saw an interview with Chafin. I forget if it was on Instagram, and he was being interviewed. And they asked him, who do you like in baseball? What do you watch? And always a concern for me is when a player comes right out and says, I don't watch the game. Well, if you're not watching the game and if you're not learning about the opponents, I don't know if he says that to you out of jest or if he's really serious. There's a breaking ball that Diaz swings at and misses, and the count is 0-1. If I'm pitching, I want to know what hitters can do and what they can't do. I want to know if there's going to be guys that can turn on an inside fastball or if guys can't hit the changeup away. But if you're not watching the game as a major league player, that's a huge, huge concern. There's a fastball swung on, is grounded over to third. It is fielded by Peterson. He comes home with it. The play at the plate is in time, and Patrick Bailey is going to be thrown out. What a play there by Jace Peterson. I know Gabe Kapler says he wants to go take a look at it. I don't think you need to, Gabe. I think we know what the deal is here. That's going to be a fielder's choice. It's going to retire Bailey 5-2. He's going to be gone for the second out of the inning. Isan Diaz is going to be safe at first. J.D. Davis is going to advance to third. So that puts runners at the corners with 2 gone. And that is going to bring Luis Matos to the plate. Our friend Dinger says, Erod, the first player in history to choose living in Detroit over living in L.A. That being said, we do have a pitching change. We'll be back here in just a couple moments, everybody, as our Diamondbacks are going to the bullpen as per the request of some of our players, our listeners, Tyler being one of them. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back. Runners on the corners, 2 gone. We'll be right back after this.
Hey guys, while the manager's searching for a relief pitcher, let me help you with some relief channels. On top of mine and Freddy's, you can always check out Redbeard Breaks, Zero Fox Sports. You know another Hollis build, check them out again. Maybe Beast and Beauty Breaks, or even Dab's Family. Oh, looks like they have their pitcher, so after the game, check out some other videos by Freddy. They're fun, they're cool. Enjoy the game, peace out, and cheers!
Welcome back, everybody. Our friend Shotgun Shell has jumped in here, and he's all of a sudden jumped on the Arizona bandwagon. So that is quite the deal there. Maybe that was the turning point in the game. Once they get through Logan Webb, they have to make sure they don't get to Duvall. There is a good chance that the Diamondbacks might be able to squeeze their way back into this one. Your friend Dinger says, going for the jugular. I hope you're right, Shotgun. I have the snakes out right, too. Tyler says, only giving up 2 would have been a win after that nightmare inning. Absolutely. I got runners on the corners, J.D. Davis and Isan Diaz, the runner at first after he grounded into that fielder's choice. And it is going to be Scott McGough, the former closer of the Yakult Swallows, coming into the game. He came in the other night and picked up a save, so this is where he comes in. So Scott McGough working his 49th game of the year. He's 1-6 on the season. He's got a 4.3 ERA, 52 and a third innings, 20 walks allowed, 65 strikeouts. So a high leverage situation here. as he is on to replace Tyler Gilbert in the inning. And so Scott McGough ready to go to work. And he is going to be slated to face Luis Matos. So the first offering here to Matos. And it is, Davis is at second base. I thought he got all the way around to third. He swings and misses at a fastball, and the count is 0-1. That's my mistake on that one. I don't understand. That's not good base running by Davis. The runner at Bailey took off from third to home. Why Davis was stuck at second base, I don't know. But he is still there at second. I just, of the assumption, figured that he would automatically went to third. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. McGough has had his moments in the desert, and he's also struggled in the desert. As we said, it was last year in the NPB, he actually struggled toward the end of the year in the Japan series. He was probably responsible for some of the runs that led to the Swallows not repeating as champions, as that pitch misses down and the count is 2-1. But in fairness to McGough, he really rebuilt his career in Japan. He was a Miami Marlin to begin his career. Went over to Japan and logged a few good seasons, and he earned himself a contract back with the Diamondbacks. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded softly to short. They go over to second for the fielder's choice, and that is going to retire Diaz at second. He goes in the books as a 6-4 putout for out number 3, and that is going to do it here in the 6th inning for the Giants. But the Giants get some runs. They had 2 runs in the inning on 4 hits. It's the 2nd inning they've done that back-to-back. There were no errors, and there was 2 runners left aboard. You're now moving to the top of the 7th inning. Your score is the Giants 4, the Diamondbacks 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for being with us. It is Diamondbacks and Giant Baseball on the Last Drafts Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this.
Hello? Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in. Check them out. Leave a like, tell other people. But Freddie's coming back. I gotta go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving now to the 7th inning. It is going to be Corbin Carroll, Lourdes Gurriel, and Jace Peterson. The storyline in this one here, well, there's been a couple of tales and a couple of storylines. Logan Webb, after that first inning, has settled right down. He has been electric as he delivers a first pitch fastball down for ball 1 to Corbin Carroll. Carroll 0 for 2 in this one tonight, grounded to short and grounded to first. As he takes a fastball for a called strike, and the count is now 1-1. 83 pitches through the first 6 innings for Webb as he delivers. There is a breaking ball that is swung on and tapped foul, and the count goes to 1-2. The part that I find interesting is when you're looking at the stats or looking at the replay of the stuff that's being given to you here, is when they tell you the pitch what Webb throws, there's a fastball swung on it, is grounded back to the pitcher. Racing to first is Carroll, but he's going to get him by a half a step. That's going to go down in the books as a ground out 1-3. Nice play by Webb to field his position. And Carroll's speed wouldn't help him out there. That is going to retire him for the first out. Patrick Bailey making a mound visit there as his pitcher, Webb, had to come off and field it. So probably a smart opportunity to do it. Webb's moving around a little bit gingerly there, so I wonder if he's all right when he had to come off the mound to field his position. Bailey is certainly giving a slow walk back to the plate. Left his mask on the ground, has to go pick it up. He does all that sort of stuff. As you can see, the gamesmanship there for his pitcher. Well, that brings Lourdes Gurriel to the plate, who's 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a double and scored a run in 2 trips. He also grounded it back to the pitcher. I say Logan Webb in the big leagues has the lowest run support of any starter in the big leagues. There's a fastball that catches the top part of the plate. The count is quickly 0-1. I have to say, Logan Webb, whenever we've watched him pitch, he has been absolutely electric. And tonight, no different. Fastball misses outside, and the count goes even to 1-1. Just how the ball moves is absolutely incredible. Our friend Gracie Lynn's in the house tonight. She says, hey there, it's been a while. She's dropped into the game. She came in for some ball games when we did the Japanese League earlier on in the year, and we're glad that you're with us. We haven't done too many Major League games. This is our 3rd one of the week and our only 3 of the season. We aren't going to do the game with Ohtani tomorrow night against the Seattle Mariners as the Angels host the M's. So hopefully you can stick around and join us for that as the 1-2 pitch is on the way to Gurriel. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is driven into the left center field gap. It's going to get down. It's going to get cut off by Matos. And that's going to hold Gurriel to a single as he's aboard here. And if I remember correctly, our friend Gracie Lynn, she is in Alabama or Mississippi, but I'm pretty sure it's Alabama. Connor asked the question if we ever do the KBO. And the answer to that is pretty easy. No, don't do the KBO. I have stayed away from the KBO. And the reason for that is I honestly really don't know the league that well. There's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. And the count is 0-1. And to be honest, doing the NPB in a 12-team league, and we do probably 85% of our games are that of the Pacific leagues. See, I remember I knew Gracie was in Alabama. I knew that first guess should have stayed with it as that fastball is swung on and tapped foul, and the count is now 0-2. We're glad to have you back in here, Gracie, nonetheless. Appreciate you stopping by. You would have got here a little bit earlier. We would have ran that bluegrass for you. We already exhausted that tonight. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-2. Gracie says she's going to try to come on back in tomorrow night, maybe the same time. That would be great to have you. At that time tomorrow night, who knows? The Shohei Ohtani show will be in full swing. So 1-2 strikes as the right-hander kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on and chopped right off of Peterson as he goes down to one knee. So that is going to keep the count at 1-2 strikes. But back to Connor's question about doing the KBO. No, we don't really do the KBO. And as I say, part of it is because we, to learn the players and to learn the league. And even within the NPB, where I'd say 85% of the games that we've called this year have been from the Pacific League. You get to know the players. You get to know that a lot better. There's a fastball swung on and lifted foul. And that is going to keep the count at 1-2 to Peterson. Our friend Connor says, I hear the Ohtani guy is pretty good. The Ohtani guy is in a whole other zone. I'm looking forward to when I'm in Japan. I hope I can get to see Roki Sasaki. That would be pretty cool. I don't know if I'm going to be able to see Chiba when he's pitching. I kind of have laid out the games that I'm going to try to get to. But usually when I call the games, I try to call where I see some decent pitching matchups or games I think could be entertaining to watch. Here's the 2-2. There is a breaking ball swung on and tap foul over on the first base side, and the count remains at 2-2. The first week that I'm there, my goal for game one is the Tuesday night game between the Swallows and the Giants at the Tokyo Dome. That's where I'd like to get to on the first night or the first games. I'll actually be arriving on the Sunday, but I won't be there. I'll be after the games. And there's a changeup that is swung on and missed, and Peterson goes in the books for out number 2. That's going to leave it all up to the right fielder, Jake McCarthy. The Swallows and the Giants in the first game, and then the second game going to Yokohama to see the Carp and the Bay Stars would be the second one on the docket. That would be on a Wednesday. The game that I would see in Chiba would be Fukuoka and the Chiba Lotte Marines on the 24th of the month. As that fastball swung on and tapped foul, the count is 0-1. And then I got a flip of the coin game where I'm not sure on the Friday night if I would do the Hanshin Tigers and the Giants at the Tokyo Dome, or if I would go and see the Fighters and the Lions at Saitama. I'll have to make a decision on that. I would like the tickets could be tough on the weekend for the Giants, so I'll have to get mine early. Fastball misses down and in, and the count is 1-1, especially when the Hanshin Tigers come to town. Our friend Gracie Lynn says, hoping Ohtani does well, but the Mariners could win. Wouldn't hurt her feelings. Angels took a game from the Braves, and I'm still a little salty. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count goes to 1-2. Connor says, seeing Roki would be insane. I hope you get lucky. That would be pretty cool, too. Be able to see that as the starting pitcher. Our friend Dinger says, Oryx looks like a lock to come out of the Pacific. There is a fastball that is swung on and tapped foul into the feet of McCarthy, and the count remains at 1-2. I would say the way Oryx is playing right now, they're going to win the Pacific. There's still 2 months of the season to go, so lots of time left. Fukuoka has stumbled, as has, of course, the Eagles stumbled earlier in the year, but they're getting back into the playoff picture. A little shocking there. The Fighters have stumbled right out of the playoff picture. There's a fastball swung on its tap foul behind home plate, and the count remains at 1-2. So I'd be kind of curious just to see how some of that might look. Are we going to get an opportunity to see that? I was hoping I would be able to see all of the teams while I'm there, and I don't know if that's going to shape up. I certainly looked at my schedule. I'm not going to be able to see a game at the Jinju. I've been to the Jinju, but I've never seen a game there. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to second. Diaz fields it on the backhand as he's moving towards second base. The underhand flips it to second, and that is going to retire Gurriel on a fielder's choice, 4-6 for the third out of the inning. And that is going to do it here for the Diamondbacks in the top of the seventh. No runs. There was a hit. There was no errors, and there was a runner left aboard. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back to chat with the chat in a few. Your score is the Giants 4 and the Diamondbacks 2. We're moving to the bottom of the seventh inning. We'll be right back after this. Appreciate you guys for being here with us. Here is, yet again, our friend Steve.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and for you dropping in on the channel. It is going to be the bottom of the seventh inning as the Giants are coming to bat. It is a 4-2 scoreline here. Just going back to the chat and a couple of folks that were asking some questions, so hopefully I can answer some of those for you. One of the questions was do I have a favorite team in the NPB, or do you just like the league as a whole? There's certain teams that I can get warm to. I don't have a particular favorite team. I mean, when I look at some of the stuff that over time people have given me, as there's a fastball that is taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Lamont Wade Jr., Austin Slater, and Wilmer Flores here to bat in the seventh inning. Scott McGuff continues his relief appearance as he delivers a changeup that misses outside for a ball, and the count is 1-1. Last year, I was a huge fan early on of the way that the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles were playing. Just as I was a huge fan of that, there's a changeup that Wade checks his swing on. He couldn't hold up, and that's going to run the count to 1-2. They couldn't have been any more awful in the months of April, May, and early June of this year. Tough to watch. Bullpen, everything just not working. There's a fastball swung on. It has popped up. It is over on the third base side. Herrera's lost it. Coming in is the third baseman, Peterson, and he's going to make the catch. The catcher, Herrera, threw his hands up. He didn't see where it went, and he was bailed out by the third baseman, Jace Peterson, who makes the catch. And that is going to retire Wade Jr. for the first out of the inning, and it'll bring up the right fielder, Austin Slater. So to answer your question, I had some folks that had given me a few things. I got some Hanshin Tigers stuff and Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks stuff, and I carry a Hiroshima Cart pencil case, and I got all kinds of stuff. As the first offering here is a fastball delivered and taken for a call and strike by Austin Slater, count 0-1. So that being said, I have a lot of different things, but nobody that I really, as a team, support. I can also say that the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters bothered me last year the way they played. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count goes to 1-1. So I tried not to do too many of their games because I just felt that there was so much difference between them and the top 3 teams or top 4 teams in the Pacific League. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Slater. But that being said, as Slater is doing a tour, it looks like he's got himself an offensive timeout here. It is tough skies around. The lights are on. It is still a little bit dusk. They have some cloud that is moving in. Maybe it's the fog that's starting to make its way in here. But some tough skies in San Francisco. But just a couple other things to think about with that. No particular individual team that I like or cheer for. Our friend Dinger says that there's a fan on the field. That must be the case as they're showing the sky. Somebody getting their 15 seconds of fame, or maybe they've extended it a little bit further here. But as I think about some of that stuff, the players that I do like and I can't wait to see, I really, when I think of certain players, I really want to see Koji Chikamoto play for the Hanshin Tigers, their center fielder. I'm excited to be able to see him play. I would like to be able to see other players that we watch. Shuta Tonosaki, the second baseman for the Saitama Cebu Lions. Looking forward to watch him. You know, individual players, obviously getting a chance. If I can be at a game where Trevor Bauer's pitching, that would be fantastic as well. If Yokohama is going to be playing at home, hopefully we can get to see him pitch live. Maybe Yoshinobu Yamamoto, maybe the veteran Masahiro Tanaka. Our friend Dinger says, no Sheldon Love. You know, Noisy had some good moments early in the year. I have to admit, I haven't really kept up on Noisy, the former Oakland A and Los Angeles Dodger. So all pretty cool stuff. As we continue to wait for the delay in the action here, there must be a swarm of people. It must be those Oakland A fans on the field disrupting the game in San Francisco as they want them to sell the team. It's Joe Manaply, the left-hander, now up and throwing in the bullpen for the Diamondbacks. As we continue to wait for this fan intruder to be taken off the field, and it looks like we're ready to get going. If you guys are looking for crazy fan intruders on the field, one of the best escapes I'd ever seen on YouTube, you can go and check out, is the one down in Houston a few years ago where the guy absolutely made a great job. There's a ground ball up the middle. It is fielded on the backhand by the second baseman, Marte, but it's going to take Rivera off the bag. More than likely, that's going to be an infield single. I don't think that they would have got him even if the throw was decent. We're going to get a look at the replay again. He had to go to the shortstop side of second base to get the ball, and he fielded it. Oh, maybe not. That throw was good. We'll see what happens. Our friend Connor's chanting, sell the team. We'll see how they rule that one in just a moment, but Slater is at first. That's going to bring Wilmer Flores to the plate here with one gone. Our friend Gracie Lynn says, is there any hope that the Lions are in the playoff picture? As there's a first pitch fastball that misses for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Flores tonight 2 for 3, single, double, and a strikeout. He's also scored a run. There comes the 1-0 offering from McGuff. It's a breaking ball that misses up and in. The count's 2-0. The biggest problem that the Saitama Cebu Lions have is the loss of their first baseman, Yamakawa, who's been off the active roster since May. He was accused of sexual assault, apparently in the offseason, as they throw over to first base and getting back in time as Slater. And I just really don't know how that has affected the team. And so that is my unfortunate part there. So it's not the same. You take a guy who hits 30-plus homers out of your lineup in the Japanese League and you lose a ton, as that fastball is taken for a called strike, and the count is now 2-1. So the Lions, who I would have thought may have been the third team or fourth team in the Pacific League, certainly have fallen out of favor when you lose that big bat of the lineup, as that fastball is fouled away and the count is 2-2. Friend Gracie says the favorite fan on the field moment was the guy who ran to propose to his girlfriend and she said yes in Philadelphia. Then he was probably taken promptly to jail. There's a fastball that is swung on and fouled away. The runner was in motion, was Slater, and the count now is going to remain at 2-2 to Flores. But the fella in Houston, he was able to escape by running on the field, hopping the fence, and then he crawled his way up. Just a real physical specimen, was able to pull himself up onto the batter's eye and then into where the train area is. There's a ground ball hit through the 4-hole past the glove of Marte. Rounding second and heading to third is Slater. He's going to dive in safely, and that's going to be a first to third. That's going to be the third hit of the ball game for Flores. He's had himself a great series here. Slater slides in safely at third. The Giants have something going, and our friend Shotgun Shell might have wanted to held off putting that 30 down, because you could probably get a lot better odds now than the 310 payout if the Snakes were able to come back. And that's going to bring up the left fielder, Jock Peterson. Our friend Tyler says that rest in peace to the Snakes. Dinger says, would you like to be proposed to in that way? There's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on, and it is popped up behind second base. Moving over underneath it is Marte. He makes the catch. And that is going to retire Peterson on one pitch here. He's gone for the second out of the inning. He's going to leave it all up to Patrick Bailey. Well, for Bailey tonight, he is 1 for 3. He's got a single in 3 trips. He's also flown to center, and he is grounded out to first. So Scott McGuff here. The pitcher on is a switch hitter is Bailey. I'm not sure if he's better from the left or the right side. Our friend Connor says he might be wrong, but that proposal may have been staged in accordance with the team. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. Yeah, that's what we want to hear is staged fan interference, only to encourage a few more people. Our friend Shotgun Shell said he had Mia today or Maya today or missing in action today. We're not sure. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count now is 1-1 to Patrick Bailey. Giants batting here in the bottom of the 7th. They're looking to add to their lead. They got runners at the corners. As it's 1 ball and 1 strike to Bailey. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to first. Fielded neatly by Rivera. He steps on the bag himself, and they get out of the jam to the Snakes. It is still a 4-2 lead for the Giants as we're going to be moving to the top of the 8th inning. So there was no runs in the inning. We have to double check. It looks like there was 1 hit. And there was no, I don't know if they have the error or not. I think they may have ruled that an error. And there were 2 runners left aboard. We're moving to the top of the 8th inning. Your score is 4-2. We'll be right back after this. We're running out of light here ourselves. Got to flick on some lights here. We'll be right back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight. Again, Last Drafts Baseball on the call. Welcome back, everybody. It is the Diamondbacks trailing the Giants 4-2 here. We appreciate everybody who has dropped in here to listen to us make the call tonight. It's going to be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters to come to bat, or at least scheduled. It'll be Emmanuel Rivera, Alec Thomas, and Jose Herrera. Does look like we are going to have a pitching change as the Giants are going to be going to their bullpen, as that looks like it is going to be the end of the night for Logan Webb. So we'll wait to see once they make the announcement who is up and throwing. But it does look like it is the end of the evening for Webb in this one. Just getting back to our chat for a couple minutes, we had said a couple of things as we were talking about MIA stands for Miami. Yeah, Miami, that was quite the barn burner. Our friend Rojas had popped in here. They were down, I think it was 5-2, and they'd scored 2 in the 8th, 1 in the 9th to tie it. Then it was they traded runs in the 10th inning. It was 7-7 last time I'd peeked in. Gracie Len says, my favorite story in the MLB this year is the American League Central. Imagine being the Tigers at 48-60, less than 7 out to win the division with teams somewhat selling at the deadline. It's unbelievable. So we've got Tyler Rogers, the right-hander in the game. The sidewinder delivers a first pitch 82-mile-an-hour sinker that's taken for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Rogers here, the other replacement in left field, A.J. Pollock, is in to replace Jock Peterson. There is a fastball at 83 taken for a called strike. Nothing that this Rogers throws is ever straight. The right-hander is a submariner. The left-hander, that his twin brother, comes in. He's a power arm from the left side. As there is a changeup that misses up and away, and the count goes to 2-1. Our friend Shotgun Shell says, snakebite 10 to win 88 on Arizona. There's a ground ball hit softly to short. Crawford fields it. He throws to first. That's going to retire Rivera on a ground out 6-3. How would you have felt last night if in that ball game, when it was a one-run game and you had Perdomo at first and Christian Walker coming to the plate with 2 out, and you're an Arizona fan thinking, hey, we got a chance to tie it up or take the lead with 1 swing of the bat, and Perdomo gets picked off first to end the game? How would you feel if you were a Diamondback fan? There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0 to Thomas. Connor hits the nail on the head. He says, with all the wild card spots, you'd figure that teams would be less likely to sell. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-1 on Thomas. Dinger says the Twins didn't sell. They just didn't buy. Yeah, I don't know what's going on in Minnesota land up there. There's a pitch. It's a fastball that misses outside. It's almost like that Minnesota is going to win on default. Eyebrow-raising moves as the Guardians move Savali to Tampa Bay. Now, that mind you, they get a pretty good first base prospect in return. Then they flip Josh Bell for Gene Segura, and I forget the other piece. As there is a fastball that he checks his swing on, and it goes for a called strike, and the count now is 2-2 on Thomas. Now we've got the old offensive timeout. Twins sent Jorge Lopez packing. Yeah, that was also a bit of an eyebrow raiser. He never really performed well in Minnesota since they acquired him from the Orioles. And to think about it, that they gave up Einer Diaz in that package. I think it was Einer Diaz, the pitcher for the Orioles, who's having a great year, in that deal the other way. There's a fastball tapped back to the pitcher, fielded by Rogers. He throws to first. That's going to go in the books as a ground out 1-3 for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it all up to the catcher, Jose Herrera. Our friend Connor says Minnesota not helping him with his American League Central futures. Yeah, that's for sure. That's right. They didn't sell. They got Floro in return. Maybe it was a flip of 2 players that are not doing anything. Well, we've got Christian Walker into pinch hit here. I find this to be intriguing. He's coming up to bat for Herrera. He's only worth 1 run. You would have thought that Walker made an appearance here when the potential for a tying run would have been on base. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded up the middle. And Walker's got himself a single. Not that I don't think that isn't the case here, but Walker now has himself aboard with a single. That brings up last night's GOAT, Geraldo Perdomo. So what an intriguing storyline this would be if Perdomo is able to do some damage here. Perdomo hitting 275 on the year. He's 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a single, a stolen base in 3 trips. He's also grounded into a double play and popped this short. Here comes the first offering from Rogers. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that comes inside for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So Perdomo here facing the right-hander Rogers. The 0-1 pitch is on the way. And the pitch is a fastball swung on. It's grounded back to the mound. Rogers fields it. He throws to first. That's going to retire Perdomo. It goes as a ground out 1-3 for the third out of the inning. So twice in the inning, Rogers has to field his position, and he does it with ease. No runs in the inning. The hit by Christian Walker. No errors, and Walker left the board. Your score as we move to the bottom of the 8th, 4-2. Our friend Tyler points out it's Yainer Cano, not Diaz. That was the one in the trade that was sent from the Twins over to the Orioles as part of that Jorge Lopez deal that went awry for the Twins. We'll be right back in just a minute. It is going to be a 4-2 lead here as we're moving to the bottom of the 8th inning. Hang tight. We'll catch up with all our little details when we return after this. Welcome back, everybody. We will be back in just a moment as we are going to give you our friend Matt.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Well, welcome back, everybody. We are moving now to the bottom of the 8th inning, and it looks like we have a reliever on our hands. It is Joe Mantiply coming in here. He'll be the 4th pitcher used by the Diamondbacks in this one here tonight. So Mantiply on in relief. This is going to be his 14th game of the year. He's got our 1-0 record, 15 2/3 innings. He's only walked 1. He's struck out 14, and he is ready to go to work here. And the first offering to J.D. Davis is a 80-mile-an-hour changeup that catches the inside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Davis tonight 2 for 3, a single, a double, and he's got himself a couple of RBIs here in this one as he swings through a changeup, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Just as a reminder for those of you who have been listening, we are going to be adding ourselves in when we're away, we're going to be doing some stuff every single day. We're going to put out some shorts, try to do as much baseball related as I possibly can, as well as we are going to do some long form videos, but that may take me a little while. I'll do some stuff and then I'll do some others, but hopefully you guys will have enough material that you can enjoy our channel as we move along. Our friend Gracie Lynn says, not bad singing for our friend Matt Hollis. Yeah, Matt does a pretty good job as he keeps us entertained. Here's the pitch. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded over to first, fielded by Rivera. He's going to step on the bag, and that's going to retire Davis on a ground ball to 3 for the first out of the inning. The first baseman tonight for both teams have been pretty busy. Both Lamont Wade Jr. and the first baseman Emmanuel Rivera making the putouts. Interesting stat they're showing on the Giant feed that the Reds and the Dodgers have at least a pitcher, 9 different pitchers with 1 save. The Giants are next. They have 8 different pitchers with saves. There is a fastball that is swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Brandon Crawford. Crawford tripled homer run back in the 5th inning. He's also struck out and grounded out in this one, as he waits here on the offering from Mantiply. That is a fastball that misses outside, but they go down to the third base umpire, and John Bacon says that he went. Count is now 0-2. We'll get you all these scores after this one here tonight and give you the full roundup from around Major League Baseball. As here comes the offering from the lefty Mantiply. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-2. Plus, we'll give you the roundup for this one here as well. So the lefty Mantiply ready to go to work again as he gets his sign from his catcher Herrera, and he delivers, or check that, it's Kelly. As he swings at it and fouls that one off. Kelly came in as a defensive replacement, as it was the Christian Walker who pinched hit in the last inning. So 1 ball and 2 strikes still here to Crawford. As we look around the MLB, only one other game is still underway. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. Crawford down on strikes. He's out for out number 2 here in the 8th inning. That's going to leave it all up to the second baseman, Isan Diaz. It is an 8-1 ball game. The Dodgers have the lead over Oakland in the top of the 6th. With the Oakland A's batting with 1 on and it looks like 1 gone. So I wonder what the odds would be for that comeback to take place. Not big enough for me to put $1 on it, that's for sure. So this brings up Casey Schmidt to the plate as he's hitting for Diaz here. The first pitch to Schmidt is a breaking ball. It's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Diaz got his first hit in a Giant uniform, and he also drove a run in back in the 5th inning, and that's your reward. Come on out of the game. So Schmidt takes a breaking ball outside, and the count now goes to 1-1. Isan Diaz must have felt like he had a huge monkey lifted off his back. Our friend Gracie Lynn says, did you ever see the unbelievable way the Birmingham Barons managed to lose the game in Double-A today? As there's a breaking ball that misses, the count is 1-2. No, I didn't see that one at all. Keeping an eye on a young fellow who had an opportunity, who we had in our camp, who was in the Blue Jays, got promoted and made his debut yesterday in the Rookie League for Toronto. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And Casey Schmidt goes down on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning. And that is going to do it. Well, it's going to be Camilo Doval coming in relief, and he's going to be facing Ketel Marte, Corbin Carroll, and Lourdes Gurriel when we return. Hang tight, everybody. We appreciate you guys for being with us. We've even got some Steve Rademacher singing tunes after the game, so you don't want to miss that. We'll be back here in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for all being here.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. Well, Gracie Lynn is typing into the chat the explanation of how the Barons lost this one. I forget who was it yesterday that lost the ball game on a walk-off balk or a walk-off, something like that. I think it was a balk that ended up losing the game. I didn't catch the highlights, but I'll have to go and take a dig for that, because that is a different way. Of course, last night, the pickoff of Perdomo at first base. I don't think I've ever seen a Major League game end on a pickoff. Well, we're going to the top of the 9th inning. It's going to be Ketel Marte, Corbin Carroll, and Lourdes Gurriel Jr. to come to bat here for the Diamondbacks, as they are going to be facing Camilo Doval. I have to say, we saw Doval pitch on Monday night. He is electric with his 100-plus mile-an-hour fastball that has life to it as well. So Gracie Lynn's telling us that the Barons were down 1-0 in the home 6th of a 7-inning game They scored 6 runs, capped off by a grand slam, needed 3 outs, up 6-1. And the next thing you know, 7th inning, it went for a double, a 2-run homer, a grounder, a 3-run homer, and the game was all tied up at 6. Ooh. It's not a good way to see your game disappear, and I can only imagine what happened after that. So Camilo Doval, 49 games this season. He's making his 50th appearance. He's 3-3 in the year. He's got 31 saves in 34 opportunities. He's got himself an ERA of 2.57. He has 49 innings pitched. He has walked 19 and struck out 67. So that is going to be who is going to be facing Marte, Carroll, and the Lourdes Gurriel. Casey Schmidt is going to stay in the game as he is going to play at second base. That's where we have it here. Tyler says they need to ambush him. He's coming out throwing 100. Yeah, they've got to get a base runner to begin with. Here's the first pitch from Doval. It's a breaking ball at 87, swung on and missed. Count is quickly 0-1 to Marte. I think you've got to be sitting off speed against Doval. Maybe attack him that way. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. It's a fastball at 99, swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 0-2. But the thing about Doval is when he throws, it's an easy 99. It looks like it is effortless. He's hardly breaking a sweat. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down. And the count now goes to 1-2. Gracie Lynn says in the home 7th, bases loaded, 1 out, 2 consecutive balls in play, and 2 consecutive runners thrown out at home. Ouch, that hurts too. There's a fastball swung on, grounded over to the right side of the infield, fielded neatly by the defensive replacement Schmidt, who throws to first. Marte goes in the books for the first out of the inning. It's a ground out 4-3 for out number 1. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Corbin Carroll. Nice play there by Schmidt, having to go deep into the 4-hole, able to pick the ball. He does a 360, and he throws to first as he's backtracking into the outfield. Well done, Casey Schmidt. First pitch delivered to Corbin Carroll. That's a fastball that misses way outside for ball 1. And the count is 1-0. They listed that pitch as a cutter. I'm not sure that pitch was a cutter. It was going in the wrong direction to be a cutter. There's a pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field, just not deep enough. Standing over in front of the 415 sign is Austin Slater. He's going to make the catch. And Corbin Carroll is going to be retired for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that is going to bring up Lourdes Gurriel. Well, Gracie says the game went to the 8th with a ghost runner at second. Strikeout, walk, 3-run homer. Ground out, went into the 8th, down 9-6, managed to score in the home 8th, but ran themselves out into losses, and they lost 9-7. I can only imagine what the fan base was thinking after that. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded foul over on the third base side, and the count is quickly 0-1. Lourdes Gurriel Jr., 2 for 3 tonight. He's got a single, a double, and he's grounded to the pitcher. He's also scored a run. He's pulled his batting average up on the season to 253. Diamondbacks down to their final out. Doval works to the set. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to third. Davis fields it. He throws on the run. What a pick at first base by Lamont Wade Jr., and that is going to do it. It's going to go into the books as a 5-3 ball game. That is going to do it here for the Diamondbacks. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. Your final score, 4-2 for the Giants as they take the third game of this 4-game series. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back here in just a moment. We appreciate you guys for listening in here with us tonight. And it is our friend Steve Rademacher to give you a little bit of the end of the game knowledge.
Great game you called, Freddie. This is Steve Rademacher, and you guys, now that the game's over, should come over to my channel to see some awesome stuff like the buttons behind me, or the unopened magic cards behind me, or things like a Cal Ripken Jr. rookie card. Why not? An Earl Weaver rookie card, Hall of Fame manager. We have a rookie card, Tony La Russa for the Kansas City Athletics. And next we have Ted Simmons, Hall of Fame catcher for the Cardinals and Brewers, later went on to the Braves. We have autographs of Marianne from Gilligan's Island, Dawn Wells, and you know it, it's Danny Trejo, Machete with a machete. Hey guys, thank you again, Freddie. Awesome game. Same channel tomorrow, everybody. Last Reps Baseball, and hopefully same time.
Welcome back, everybody. It is a wrap-up here for us. We'll give you the rundown on this game. We'll look at the scores from around the MLB, and then we'll call it a night. The Arizona Diamondbacks scored 2 runs in the first inning, and that was all their offense tonight. Geraldo Perdomo led off the ballgame with a single. He stole second, went all the way around over to third on the air by the catcher Patrick Bailey. After Ketel Marte struck out, Corbin Carroll grounded out to the shortstop, and that put the first run on the board for the D-backs. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. then stepped up and smacked the double into left center field, and then it was Jace Peterson who stepped up to the plate. He singled home Gurriel Jr., but he was thrown out at second base as he was trying to advance, and that put the scoreline to 2-0 for the Diamondbacks. Well, it was all San Francisco after that. Once they got to the 5th inning, Slade Ciccone, who was cruising along through 4, gave up a back-to-back singles to J.D. Davis and Brandon Crawford. Then it was Isan Diaz with his first hit of the year, knocking home J.D. Davis. And then Luis Matos rolled himself into a double play, and up stepped Lamont Wade Jr., and he drove the second run of the inning home, as that was able to score Brandon Crawford, or I should say it was able to get home Brandon Crawford with the second run of the ball game. So that score was tied at 2. They go to the 6th inning. Wilmer Flores singled, Jock Peterson singled, and Patrick Bailey singled, all off the reliever Tyler Gilbert to load the bases. Up stepped J.D. Davis, and he smashed a 2-run double to bring home both Flores and Peterson to increase the scoreline to 4-2, and that is where this game ended. The win goes to Logan Webb. He goes to 9-9 on the season. And Tyler Gilbert, he suffers the loss in this one here. We're going to give you the around the Major League Baseball scores, as all the games are finals with the exception of the game between Oakland and the ball game between them and the Dodgers. First of all, we'll give you the National League scores. The Washington Nationals, with 2 in the bottom of the 9th, walked off the Milwaukee Brewers 3-2. It was Finnegan getting the win. He goes to 5-3 for the Nats. Devin Williams blew the save and took the loss. He goes to 5-3 for the Brew Crew. Tyrone Taylor hit his 3rd homer of the year. 3-5-0 for the Nats. 2-4-3 for the Brew Crew. Again, your final 3-2 for Washington. San Diego Padres look like they're waking it up at the right time. They're getting it going. They hit 5 home runs in the thin air in Colorado, including 7 runs in the 9th inning to beat the Rockies 11-1. 11-14-1 for the Padres, 1-4-1 for the Rocks. Ha-Seong Kim hit his 15th of the year. Fernando Tatis Jr. hit his 19th. Juan Soto hit number 23, and the Sanchez, Gary Sanchez, hit 2. He's got 14 on the year now for the Padres. In Miami, it was a wild one. As we talked about crazy endings, the Marlins scored 2 in the 8th, 1 in the 9th, 2 in the 10th, 1 in the 11th, and 1 in the 12th to finally dispose of the Phillies 9-8. Miami 9-13-0, Philly 8-12-0. It was Scott getting the win in relief. He's 5-4. Covey takes the loss. He's 1-3. Home runs for Philadelphia. Brandon Marsh hit his 8th. For Miami, Jorge Soler hit number 26. Josh Bell, welcome to Miami. He hit his 1st. And it was Jazz Chisholm hitting his 10th of the season for Miami. Again, your score 9-8. Marlins in extra innings. It was another double-digit run production by the Chicago Cubs tonight. They put 16 runs up on the board after putting up 20 yesterday on Cincinnati. Oh boy, where's the Reds pitching gone? 16 runs, 16 hits, no errors for the Cubs. 6-9-4 for the Reds. Michael Fulmer gets the win in relief for the Cubs. He's 2-5. Buck Farmer takes the loss. He's 3-5. 2 former Tigers with the win and the loss. Home runs by Cincinnati. It was Spencer Steer hit his 16th. Joey Votto hit 2. He's got 11 on the year now. And then it was Friedel who hit his 8th. For the Cubs, home runs by Christopher Morel, his 17th. Dansby Swanson hit his 16th. Ian Happ hit 2 to give him 12. And Seiya Suzuki hit his 9th of the year. Games in the American League, all finals. The Houston Astros, following up a no-hitter by Framber Valdez yesterday, beat the Cleveland Guardians 3-2. Houston 3-10-1, Cleveland 2-7-1. Maton in relief got the win. He's 3-3. Sandlin takes the loss. He's 5-4. Ryan Presley got his 26th save. Chas McCormick hit 2 homers for the Astros in that one. He's got 15 on the season. Seattle Mariners knocked off the Boston Red Sox 6-3 tonight. 6-10-0 for the Mariners. 3-6-0 for the Red Sox. Matt Brash got his 7th win of the year. He goes to 7-3. Schreiber takes the loss for the Red Sox. He's 1-1. Andreas Munoz gets his 3rd save. Homers in the ballgame. Jaron Duran hit number 7. Cal Raleigh hit number 17. For the New York Yankees, it was a great pitching matchup on paper, and it was pretty good early on, except when the Yankees put 5 on the board in the 3rd off of Shane McClanahan. Garrett Cole gets the win. He's 10-2. McClanahan the loss. He's 11-2. 7-13-0 for the Bronx Bombers. 2-6-0 for the Rays. It was Wander Franco hitting his 14th of the year. Giancarlo Stanton hit his 15th, and Anthony Volpe hit number 14 as your final again, 7-2 for the Yankees. Toronto Blue Jays bounce back tonight behind the pitching of Yusei Kikuchi. Kikuchi gets his 9th win of the year against 3 losses. Grayson Rodriguez goes to 2-3, and Eric Swanson gets his 3rd save for the Jays. 4-3-0 for Toronto, 1-7-2 for the Orioles, your final 4-1 at Rogers Center. The Texas Rangers knocked off the Chicago White Sox 11-1. It was Dane Dunning getting his 9th win of the year. He goes to 9-4. Dylan Cease takes the loss. He's 4-7. Zavala got his 7th home run for the White Sox. Simeon hit his 16th. Seager his 16th. And Josh Young hit his 21st for the Rangers. 11-1 your final in Arlington. The Atlanta Braves hammered the Angels 12-5 in Atlanta today on a getaway game. Atlanta had 12-12-1. It was 5-8-0 for the Angels. Chirinos gets the win. He goes to 1-0. Giolito takes the loss for the Angels. He drops to 6-8. Home runs all by Atlanta in this one. Acuna hit number 25. Riley hit number 25. And Olsen hit number 37. The Detroit Tigers knocked off the Pittsburgh Pirates and earned a split in that 2-game mini-series. Tigers 6-8-1. The Pirates 3-9-2. Win goes to Eduardo Rodriguez, who goes to 7-5. Beto takes the loss. He's 2-2. Tyler Holton gets his 1st save of the season for Detroit. Home runs in that one. Riley Green hit number 9. Jake Rogers hit number 13. The St. Louis Cardinals knocked off the Minnesota Twins 7-3. Cardinals 7-10-0. Twins 3-4-1. Dakota Hudson gets the gets the win. He's 2-0. Joe Ryan takes the loss. He falls to 9-8. Home runs in by Minnesota. Matt Wallner got his 6th. For St. Louis, Lars Nootbaar hit number 11. Tyler O'Neill, number 4. Alec Burleson, number 7. And Jordan Walker hit number 10. Kansas City Royals shut out the Mets tonight in Kansas City. 4-12-0 for Kansas City. 0-9-0 for the Mets. It was Raggins gets the win. He goes to 3-3. Kodai Senga takes the loss. He's 7-6. Drew Waters hit his 5th homer for the Royals in that one. And the game that's still going on in Los Angeles, it is the Dodgers and the Oakland Athletics. We're just giving ourselves a little bit of an update here as it shows that we are still in the top of the 6th there. I think that game has progressed along a little bit further. It is top of the 7th. Dodgers now have a 9-1 lead over the A's. 9-11-0 for the Dodgers. 1-6-0 for the Athletics in that one. Shea Langeliers has hit his 11th homer of the year for the Oakland A's. Betts is 29th. Rosario is 1st. And Rojas his 1st. And Jason Hayward his 11th for the Dodgers. All right, everybody. Well, listen, once again, I really appreciate everybody for jumping in here tonight and hanging with us. We thank you for that being there. Our friend Gracie Lynn Dinger, also our friend Tyler, and not to mention Connor as well, Shotgun Shell, and Steve Rademacher and others who tuned in. Of course, our friend Titus, God is great. We appreciate you guys all for being here. We are going to be on the Friday evening for the NPB. We're also going to come back tomorrow. We're going to do this one again. Gracie Lynn says the recap is class. Even radio broadcasters employed for MLB don't give recaps like that. Well, we appreciate you for listening in. Hopefully that was all well understood and I didn't go too quick for everybody. Once again, everybody, here's our friend Steve Rademacher to sing us home a little one here, and then we're going to call it a night. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you again tomorrow. It'll be Angels and the Mariners with Shohei Ohtani on the mound.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Each smile comes back again. Who cares about the clouds when we're together? Just sing a song and think about sunny weather. Happy trails to you until we meet again.